And day 2 of evaluating and solving exponential functions. So number 1, Monica, why don't you read it for us? Very good. So for this one, Zari, what do we have to do first? Write a what? We got to write a y equals rule, okay? Jesse, what would my y equals rule be? Very good. To the x power. Good job, Jesse. Somebody tell me why it's plus. Good. Interest means plus. When you see this word interest, it is a plus, okay? Daniel's not in here yet. What about Dylan? What's the question asking? Good. So Dylan, how do we find out the answer to their question? Good. You have to type it in your y equals. So everybody should have their calculator open. Everybody should be doing that. So in my y equals, I am typing in 1300 parentheses 1 plus 0.054 to the x. And I'm going to go to second table. And Gracie, what am I doing once I go to second graph? Good. Go down to 8. Well, I didn't like that. Go down to 8. So what's the answer, guys? 1,980. What is that? What's 1,980? Money. Good. Thank you, Dylan. It is money. 1,980 is the money. Okay. All right, guys, remember that you need to have both of these things written on your paper. Everyone should have both of these things written on their paper. That's mandatory in this class. Okay. Number 2, Jesse, read this one. Good. Haley, what do I need to do first? Good. Chad, help me with my y equals for this one. Good. Uh-huh. How much of the peanut butter is he eating? Half, okay? So, guys, you could do 1 minus 0.5, you'd get the same answer, or you can just put in a half. Whenever it's going down by half, you could just put in a half. That would work too, okay? To the x. So he's eating half every day. So that's my y equals rule, okay? Ethan G., what's the question asking? How are we going to answer that, Ethan? What do we have to do with this? Put it in the y equals in the calculator. Everybody should be doing that. I know some of y'all have already done it. That's fine, but everybody should do it. 16 parentheses 1/2 to the x. 16 parentheses 1/2 to the x. All right, hold on. Ethan H. It says, when will he have 1 ounce of peanut butter? Am I looking for 1 in the x side or the y side, Ethan? Good. So you're looking, he starts out with 16 ounces, then he has 8 ounces of peanut butter, then 4 ounces, then 2 ounces, then 1, and finally he has less than 1 here. How many days did it take? 5 days. Okay. 5 days. All right. Number 3. Chuck, read this one. Good. Monica, what do we need to do first? Good. Monica, what do you think our y equals is going to look like for this one? Uh-huh. Nope, so that's saying in 4 years. What's happening to the 20 squirrels? What does it tell you about the 20 squirrels? What's happening to them? Or what? So right here, the concentration of squirrels in certain parts of Stokes County is doubling. Everybody circle that word on their paper, doubling. Monica, what does double mean to do? By 2. So you just put a times 2 here. So parentheses mean times, so you just put a 2 to the x. Okay? Andrea, what's the question asking? Good. So, Andrea, after I type it in, am I looking for 4 in the x, or am I looking for 4 in the y? It's 4 what? Years. Is that a time? Is years time? Okay. Is time the x side or the y side? X. So I go down to 4 on the x. Okay. How many squirrels we got? 320. All right. Y'all good? Okay. Number 4. Daniel, read this one. Rotary. Rotary. Good. Gracie, what do we need to do first? Okay, Gracie, what do you think the y equals would be for this one? Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So anytime you see a percent, you put parentheses and a 1. When you see a percent, you put a parentheses and a 1. Good. Gracie, is it 1 plus or 1 minus? Very good. 1 minus what, Gracie? Okay, so it's right here. How many times do I move it? Or is there an empty spot? So it's just 0.25. Okay? Good. Just to practice, Dylan, how else could you write this y equals? What else would it be? 114,000 parentheses what? Put this together in your calculator. Mm-mm. 0.75. So on the test, if you have this word problem and you have to choose the correct y equals, that's also a right answer. Okay, put them together, you get 0.75. All right. The question is asking, will there be fewer than 100 rotary phones remaining? So, Monica, what do I have to do? Good, I got to put it in my calculator. So everybody should already have that in. If not, you should be typing. One minus 0.25 gives you 0.75. Okay, so you got to be able to recognize both of those. Dylan, is this one already typed in your y equals? Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right, so when will there be fewer than 100 phones? Let's see. Monica, am I looking for 100 on the X or the Y? Good. So fewer than 100 phones. Do not say the answers out loud. All right. So it looks like fewer than 100. I'm getting 25. Yes? Y'all agree with that? So 25 years. Okay. Dylan went ahead and also did another step. What year did it start in? What year did it start in? So if it was multiple choice, sometimes instead of putting 25 as an answer, they would put, what is 1995 plus 25? 2020. So sometimes for an answer, they might put 2020. So it took 25 years from the start date. Okay, so you got to be able to recognize that as well. All right, number 5. Clara and Michelle's parents started saving for college in 1998. Clara's parents started with $2,500 and are increasing the investment by $500 each year. Michelle's parents also started with $2,500 and are increasing the investment by 10% each year. If X represents the number of years since 1998, about what year will Michelle's college fund first exceed Clara's college fund? Okay, what's different about this problem than ones we've been doing? What? There's what? 2 of them. What are the 2 things? Clara and Michelle. We got to write 2 different y equals. So, somewhere on your paper near Clara, write a y equals. Somebody tell me about Clara's y equals. Thank you, Chad. Start with the easy stuff. Her starting value is 2,500. Okay, so we did that part. Her starting value is 2,500. What else is happening with Clara?
She's getting $500.
Good. So do we put parentheses for this one? No, because it's not exponential. It's not exponential. What is this one? Linear. Good. So what comes next after the 2,500? Plus. Good. Very good. Okay. Plus what? 500? Very good. Whoever said that, X. Y and X. Yep, each year. Okay, so that's Clara's y equals. Okay? That's the first step, right? A y equals for Clara. Okay, what do we think the next step is? Thank you, Dylan. Right, a y equals for Michelle. So y equals, all right, somebody other than Chad or Jesse. Okay. Good. Parentheses, because I saw a percent. So I have to put a parentheses. What else do you have to do when you see a percent? Put a 1. Good. Plus 0.10. And where does the X go? Up high, right? Up high. Okay. All right. If X represents the number of years since 1998, about what year will Michelle's college fund first exceed? Circle this word exceed. Clara's college fund. Exceed means to be bigger. Write that down. Exceed means to be bigger. So the question is asking, when will whose be the biggest? Who do they want to be the biggest? Which person? What? Michelle. When will Michelle's college fund be bigger? Okay, when will Michelle's college fund be bigger? So, I've got 2 y equals. I don't think we've ever done this before, but in the calculator, I want everybody to do this one with me. Okay, so I want to see everybody typing with me so we're on board. We're going to put both of these in at the same time. Okay, Ethan, calculator please. So on this top line, you're going to type in 2500 plus 500x. You're going to type that on the top line. Then you're going to go down to y2 and type in 2500 parentheses 1 plus 0.10 to the x. Okay. All right, anybody need more time to type in their calculator? All right, now you're going to go to second graph like we always do. And I need to start back at 0. So I'm going to go to second window, Start at 0 and go back to my table. Okay. Oops. Ah! Oh boy. So this is the years, this is Clara, and that's Michelle's money. So you got 3 different things. Okay. Now, go back to the question. What are we looking for? So we want Michelle's to be bigger. So once again, who is Michelle? Y2. So we want this one to be bigger than that one. So right here, is 2,750 bigger than 3,000? So what about down here? Is 4,428 bigger than 5,500? So I'm going to scroll down, and I'm looking for this one to be bigger. Do not say the answer out loud. I'm going to go kind of slow. I'm looking for this one to be bigger. Still not. All right, right here. It gets bigger. So how many years did it take? 15. Now, once again, this is why this one's a bonus, because it's got a lot of different things to keep track of. Is the answer B? No, good. All right. So add it to what? Good. That's what year it started in. So what is 1998 plus 15? Which is A. Okay? All right, so if this one is overwhelming to you, I don't want you to be stressed about it. I just want to show people so they can get some bonus points on their test for some people who like a challenge. Okay, so don't get stressed about this problem. All right, number 6, the population of one type of algae can be modeled by the equation P equals 3, parentheses 1.75 to the T, where T is the time in days. A second type of algae has a population modeled by the equation P equals 500 plus 100T. After how many days are the populations equal? Chad, what word do you think I should circle? Very good. When are they equal? Daniel, what are we trying to get equal? What 2 things? Okay, so this one, so circle this one, guys, and circle that one. We want those 2 to be equal. Okay? What's the easiest way to do this based on what I just showed you? Put it in your calculator. Can we put both of them in at once? Sure can. So I'm going to go to my y equals, clear these out. This one's a little easier because they already wrote them for you. You didn't have to go through the trouble of writing them. So 3 parentheses 1.75 to the x and 500 plus 100. It means overflow, Dylan. It means there's too many numbers to fit on the screen. So that's not a good thing if you see that. Ethan H, got them both typed in? All right, Dylan, got them both typed in? So second table, okay, always start back at 0, always start back at 0. All right, once again, what was the question asking? When are they what? Equal. So we want these 2 to be equal, and it did say approximately, okay, so they just got to be close. So right here, is 3 close to 500? No. Okay, so let's go down. Right now, they're not close at all. Don't say the answer. Let people have time to look for it. All right, it looks like they're the closest at 11. It looks like that's about as close as they're going to get. 1,400 and 1,600. I know that's not equal, but that's the closest that they are. So what would the answer be? D, 11. Okay. All right, number 7, f of x equals x plus 6, g of x equals 2 to the x minus 4. What is the approximate value of x when f of x equals g of x? Ethan G, what are they asking on this one? What do they want you to find? What? For what? When what? When they're equal. Good. Guys, circle this. Circle equals. And you've got the 2 rules already written for you. So Andrea, what's my next step from here? What do I do next? I have that information. Am I going to write something on the board? Should I do something with my calculator? What should I do next? Okay. What button should I press on my calculator, Andrea? Good. All right. Guys, stick with me. Everybody should be typing it in. All right, what am I typing on the first line? X plus 6. All right, what am I typing on the next one? And remember, you have to go back down, so you hit this over arrow, minus 4. All right, second graph, always go back to 0. All right, and what do I want these y1 and y2 to be? The same, close. I want them to be equal. So once again, kind of use your answer choices to help you. What about at 2? Are they equal? What about at 3? What about at 4? Close. What about at 6? So what's the closest? 4. And last one. Ethan H, read it. Good. Jesse, you're up. Tell me one thing to do on this problem. Okay, so help me out with the first one, Jesse. Okay. Good job, Jesse. Okay. And Chad, you do the second y equals. Very good. Good job, Chad. All right, Daniel, how will we proceed from here? Okay. Put one of them in or both? Okay. Dylan, you got them typed in? Thank you. All right, in words, Dylan, what are they calling this? What are they calling Y1? What words are they using for it? Huh? Kinda. What are they using? What vocabulary for it? Anybody? Of what? The salary of what? What are they calling it? Well, look, this one's called salary too. So how are they making a difference between these two? What word are they using for each one? What kind of option? What are they calling this one? What are they calling it? What is the differences between these two? Later. Which one is the second option? Y2. And which one do we want to be bigger? Y2. So I'm going to scroll down until Y2 is bigger. And how many years does it take? 13. Okay. Just see.